بسم الله والحمد لله. السلام عليكم أبنائي وبناتي طلبات الصف الثالث الإعدادي. أهلا ومرحبا بكم. We're going now to study the lesson number 2 that talk about the graphical representation of moving in a straight line. Physicians use many tools to describe the physical phenomenon. Physicists use specific tools. From these tools are tables and graphs. أكيد أنت مريت في دراستك خصوصا في مادة الماث بما يطلق عليه اسم tables and graphs. Tables and graphs. الجداول والجراف اللي هو شغل الرسم البياني. طبعا ده يخص كتير كمان من جانب الفيزيكس. Of course, why? If I ask you, give a reason. Physicists use other mathematical relationship like graphs and tables. Why? The answer is in order to, number one, predict the relation between certain physical quantities. Predict توقع the relation between certain physical quantities. توقع العلاقة ما بين كميات فيزيقية معينة. Number two, understand practical result. The practical result or the results which we get it through specific experiments, practical experiments. How can I understand it? By using, yes, graphs and tables. Number three, describe the physical phenomenon. Also, one of the most important reasons for using graphs and tables for describe the physical phenomena in an easier way. بقدر أوصف الكميات الفيزيقية أو أو الظواهر الفيزيائية المعينة أو العلاقات الفيزيائية المعينة بطريقة سهلة مبسطة بمجرد النظر by looking. In many times we can say that we will repeat our first lesson but on the graph. So if I ask you what we studied in the last lesson, you can tell me that the most important thing we studied was the type of speed. Okay, how about the graphical representation of the speed when the object moves regularly? The regular speed. We can get these tools: a tour car operated by a battery, smooth wooden board, metric strip or ruler, and a stopwatch. And also we can get a marker. Get a car, put it on the smooth wooden board, and study the results. We can say that in the first trial, our car covers a distance of 0.4 meter in a time of 5 seconds. In a time of 5 seconds. Then, in the second trial, the body cut 0.6 meter in a time of 7.5 seconds. Third trial, the body moves 0.8 meter in a time of 10 seconds. The fourth one, the body move with cutting a distance of 1 meter in a time of 12.5 seconds. What do you observe from these results? What about the distances? 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1? The object cut equal distances. Equal distances. Okay, what about the time? 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5. That means also the body cut these distances and cut them in equal periods of time. So we can say that the object moved with the car cut equal distances in equal periods of time. So it's moved with a regular speed. Let's represent these results on a graph. Which graph? This is a very important point. Which graph? The first lesson I have to tell you, أول درس لازم تعلمه في الجراف هو إنك how to read and how to name the graph. كيفية قراءة وكيفية تسمية الجراف. هو الجراف بيتسمى طبعا according to what? According to its x and y. According to its x and y. Horizontal and vertical. So if I get you this graph, could you name it? Yes. What? It's a distance time graph. Why? Because the distance on a y-axis and on the x-axis the time. So it's called distance time graph. According to this table, we can represent this result on this graph. What do you observe? We can get a straight line passing through the origin point. This is the graph represents the object move with a regular speed. So we can say that the object cut equal distances in equal periods of time. So describe conclusion. يبقى the distance d directly proportional to the time, or the ratio dt is a constant value, represents the regular speed. And finally, on the distance time graph, the regular speed can be represented by a straight line passing through the origin point. But let's return back to our graph. If you measure the speed of an object, of a car in our experiment in each trial, how? D divided T equal 0.08. Second trial, 0.08. Third trial, 0.08. Fourth one, same. Why? Why? Could you answer me? Yes, excellent. Excellent, very good answer. Because, teacher, the object move with a regular speed and the object doesn't be changed. Okay, let's take another graph, represent the object move with regular speed, but now on the speed time graph. Let's see. This is another graph. Represent the relation between speed and time. Speed on y-axis and time on x-axis. What do you observe? The object speed is 0.8. After another time, after another time, after another time, that means that the object speed is a constant. So also you can get a constant relation such like this. And on the speed time graph, we can represent the object move with regular speed as a straight line parallel to the time axis. So both graphs represent the motion of an object move with regular speed, but on dt graph I can represent it by straight line parallel to the time axis. And on vt graph or speed time graph, it can be represented by straight line parallel to the time axis or x-axis or x-axis. This the conclusion we started from the previous activity. You can clarify some facts about the regular movement in a straight line. Number one, in a distance time, graphs of regular motion at a constant on uniform speed is represented by straight line passing through the origin point, or in the speed time graph of a regular motion, constant uniform speed, they're represented by a straight line but parallel to the time axis. This is the first part of our lesson, and the next one inshallah we're going to start it in the next session. سعدنا بكم إن شاء الله، نرجو أن نكون قد أسعدناكم.